topic, and there's something I wanted to talk about that was a big part of my week last week. I tweeted about it, and again, if you're not following me on Twitter, you should follow me on Twitter. I just recently moved, and I don't know about you, but I think there's a special kind of person that is a landlord, that becomes a landlord, because it seems like every landlord I've ever had turned out to be a psychopath. And people say, well, maybe it's you. And I say, well, maybe it is. But no, it's not. We had to move because the last house we rented, before that, the people decided they weren't going to renew the lease because they wanted to move back into it because they were coming back from Texas. So anyway, we had to move quickly. A friend of a friend was renting a house. So since the beginning, she's been kind of nutty, bloody. When we first moved in, I remember walking in and she was on her hands and knees scrubbing the tile with a toothbrush. Should have known that from the beginning. It was going to be hell moving out of there. We cleaned that house. Let me even tell you, I was proud of us. The yard looked great. The floors looked great. It wasn't perfect, but it looked really good. And it's the best I've ever left a house. I thought it was just spectacular. And she and I met on last Friday to do the walkthrough. And she just started rolling her eyes and clucking her tongue and saying, ugh, ugh, ugh. And I said, let's keep this professional. This is a business transaction. And then she started getting mean and nasty. And I said, listen, from the beginning, you've been evil, blah, 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 blah. And I told her what I thought. I told her I wasn't going to take her abuse and I wasn't going to take her judgment and her negative comments. And I kept reminding her that this is a business transaction. But by the end of that whole experience, I got in my car and I was shaking. Like, I felt myself physically shaking from that experience. I get angry. We all get angry. I don't feel like I'm an angry person, but I have anger. And in this situation, I felt like I have never been that outwardly, demonstratively angry at a human being in my entire life because of just how negative and awful she's been to us. And having expressed it, it brought out this adrenaline in me that I was not prepared for. And I don't know about you, but, that didn't make me feel good. Like, I didn't enjoy telling her off. I just felt like it was necessary to stand up for myself. But it made me really think about anger and its place and how when expressed, I don't think it should feel good. I don't think it should, make you feel like, unless it's, like a rant. Megan's great at her rants. Those are fantastic and fun. But when you're confronted with someone that brings that out in you, I don't think that's a fun experience. And I think it's good to express anger because bottling it up isn't going to do any good. But I'm glad that I didn't enjoy it, if that makes any sense. I don't know. It was awful. It was awful. I don't like being angry. That was a really eye-opening experience for me, and one that, when I think about it, it still makes me sick to my stomach. Not because I think I did anything wrong, but just because I'm glad I'm not the kind of person that enjoyed it. And I'm glad that kind of anger, and I don't want to say hatred because it's ugly, but that kind of disdain for another human being, I just don't like to feel it. But if nothing else, it gives me something to compare things to so that I never say I hate anybody ever again, because I don't know that I have been or will ever be that worked up by another person that just pushes every single button in my freaking soul. Ugh. Anyway. So that was my experience this week. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I'm looking forward to Shan's topic next week. And I love you all.